Victor Galvan. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Let's go. 24/7 mindset.
Yeah, I know. I've actually, I don't know if I read or heard that somewhere, but about people starting up businesses and putting so much money into the business to get it going, and then you don't get it going. And now you put all that money into something that is not going to create you money. Now you just cause one big liability of putting all that, buying computers and, getting an office and, getting this and getting that. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, the COVID hits.
100%.
And then boom, you just
You
lost
know
all
why
that.
I'm laughing? Because I was doing the podcast for next week.
Yeah.
About that, starting a business, a successful business. Everybody goes with the mindset. They're like, oh, I got $497,000, right? Like me, $497,000 to start a business, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you don't know the details, exactly what you just say, what do you need to do to make sure that business is successful? So you need to be the person guiding, directing with the right people, the right mindset, the right process, the right systems, the right strategies, the right everything, approach, everything, you name it. Mm-hmm. So it turns into big liability if you don't know all that. So that's our next podcast. It'll be about how to start a successful business and why most of the people go into business. And most of the people go into business because of that reason. They think that they can do it. They don't need all the help. They got the money. But then you got COVID, that people depend on what people say or what happened out there. Now the whole country gets shut down. Everybody go into a panic mode. And only the strong and the ones that they trust themselves of whatever they did, they're going to survive. So that happened to me. Mm-hmm. COVID did not affect me. So I use COVID as a big asset. I grew more during COVID. We took it from almost 72 million to almost 110 million. It was 105, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we had to make a couple things work and push a couple things, build a couple jobs so we can get into this year because we have to for some insurance and for some tax purposes, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it was a big liability for a lot of people. Me, it was a big asset. That's when I make more money. I had more work. I got access to better people. I got rid of the bad people. And actually, that's where I restructured the company. Mm. So that's a perfect sample about assets and liabilities. Mm-hmm. So it's all how you look at it. So make sure you don't depend on what happens. You don't depend on COVID. You don't depend on the president. You don't depend on the government. You don't depend on the person. You don't depend on this. You depend on yourself or what you know. So what you know is what's going to get you there. Knowledge. What have you been learning over the years that you can turn that liability to turn it into a asset.
Yeah. Yep.
So you hear a lot of stories also that Warren Buffett and all these people, they see something, they turn into gold. Yeah, because they see the good side. Mm-hmm. And they see the liabilities. The liabilities is not going to hold them. Actually, they turn liabilities into assets. Mm-hmm. Big time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Like you said, I mean, just like in Grant Cardone, he says, don't buy a boat, man. That's a liability. But if you're taking people out to go fishing on that boat and charging money for them to go fishing on the boat, well, you just turn that liability into an asset. It just all depends on how you do how you.
Yeah. It all depends how you look at it. If you're gonna buy, I don't know, I'm gonna go low, $300,000 boat to take people to use it for you. Yeah, you're gonna make sure you're gonna pay $500 in diesel and all that stuff. Yeah. But if you take people out to deep sea fishing, now you can charge them like maybe $1,500 plus tips. That's $2,000. Yeah. And then at the same time, if you will enjoy fishing, you take a group of people, you enjoy fishing, you help people bring fish, and you BS, and now you create a company, you create a momentum that they call you next year, and now that person called this other person. So now you turn your liability into an asset that the asset people pay for your liability. So somehow, even if you break even, but you still go
Got a boat.
out deep sea fishing or fishing whatever,
Enjoying yourself.
for free.
Yeah, exactly.
For free.
Yeah.
So you learn how to use that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Grant Cardone also talks about this, that he will never buy a house. And he's right. But if you have enough cash flow, stupid cash flow coming in, yeah, that's when you buy it. You buy it. He never says not to buy it when you have cash flow coming. He's like, when you growing, don't fucking buy. You in your growth mode, you got to get a rental. You don't pay for service, for fixes, for nothing on the house. You just, in case you got to move, opportunity comes in, you move away because you don't have a house that locks you down. So that's the reason. But he buys houses. He pays $42 million for a house. He buy Tommy Hilfiger house, I think, for $12 million. And like, why Grant Cardone is contradicting everybody? You know, he buys houses. Yeah, but that motherfucker has enough cash flow coming in. That's why. But nobody understands his message and the way that he does things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and he doesn't got the time to explain it. Only smart people got to pick that up, man. You're in the growth mode. You got to go. You got to go.
Yeah. He's also that's also a line of what do they say? Do what I say, don't do what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because do what I say, I'll get you there, and then you can do what I do. All right, let me ask you another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you another question, Victor. Mortgage is an asset or a liability?
You know, if you're on the growth mode and you got a mortgage, that's fine. Get somebody, split the house, put a couple rooms for rent, whatever. If you're in that growth mode, you want to be successful, you don't care, you fucked up, you already bought the house, get somebody in. Get somebody in. I know that you married, you got a beautiful family, whatever, but if you're in that growth, that's fine. But if you just want to relax and you still want it to grow and all that stuff, forget it. Somehow you're going to be held by the mortgage, by that house, that's going to hold you to stay there on that job, that position, that county, that state, that city, whatever. It's going to hold you there. It's going to like you because you have to be there because that's where your home is. So I suggest just freaking sell the house and go rent. It'll be better for you to pay a full year of rent, and then you don't have to worry. Now you can go to any state and figure out somewhere else if you got an opportunity or whatever. See what I'm saying? Than still having a house where you have to be there. That's the problem. So you can look at it both ways. You know, in California, a lot of people, they buy a house and they split the garage, one room, they put a little kitchen, little bathroom, boom, they split the house in half. So they collect $1,500 to $1,800 from the garage. They collect $2,200 from $2,200 to $2,700 from splitting the house. They do 2 kitchens, and that's how they do it, man. That's how they do it. They're on the growth mode. These people's always fucking wanted to improve, and sometimes it's not because the taxes and it's so expensive to live over there. It's because everybody has the mindset. If you notice, 80% of the successful companies, where did they start it? None of them started in fucking Florida. All of them came from out of there because they forced themselves to higher standards, to pay higher taxes, higher margins, higher everything. So these people, these companies, they pay so much. When they come to a state like Florida, everything is so beautiful, so cheap, they can actually, instead of building an office of 20,000 square foot, they build a 40,000 square foot, 3-story, all glass windows and everything because it's cheap. So the mindset, the mentality takes them to the next level. To do bigger things because it forced them to do big things over there with whatever they have. And even though it was expensive, that when they get out, game over. That's why the other companies are so successful. Name one that started somewhere away from California. I can name you 5 of the biggest right now that started in California.
Yeah. No,
5. You can name them.
Yeah, I know. Amazon, Facebook.
Apple,
yeah.
Oracle,
Yeah.
IBM,
Microsoft.
The monster started over there, man.
Yeah.
This is. It's just that when you're in a state that force you to do all stuff like that, a lot of people complain about California, but listen, it's beautiful. You got to pay, but guess what? You got to adapt, and you got to bring that check, and you will figure out when you move out. Guess what? You already adapt. You ain't gonna come to Florida and make 200,000. You're gonna come to Florida and say, "What the fuck? Why you guys paying 130? I got to figure out how to make 500,000."